Hi, Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. You know what? You can always discern a difference between objects. In other words, a square is a square, a circle is a circle. But what about people? And then what about what information you're getting from those people? And then how do you apply that? Um, it's kind of confusing, but I think you'll understand it once we get going. So let's talk about it.
I never got it, why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance, no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
Okay, we're going to talk about something. I'm going to give you an example because it's something that I detest. It's something that I hate. It's something I also partially understand, but I also don't think there's an excuse for it. Now, there are multiple, you're in YouTube, you're on looking around for information, so you're trying to figure out information. You want to gain as much information as you can so that your transition, your existence, your possible future is as informed as possible so that you're aware of what needs to take place, of what's happening, of what things are like in particular areas. So you watch various YouTubers. Great. All right. Like we've always said, you should watch every YouTuber that you can and then take notes and understand what they're saying and then research it to see exactly how accurate it really is. So, number one, hey, if you haven't subscribed, we would certainly appreciate it. We'd thank you very much. And if you find this informative or helpful, hit that thumbs up as well. We'd really appreciate that. Number two, we're not going to call out any names here because we're not a big drama channel. The information is out there, and I'm sure the information will come out in a lot of contents. Many of you follow this type of drama much more closely than we do, and we'd appreciate those comments so that you can help inform others. So the old saying goes, when you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas. Well, that's what happens. All right, I'm going to talk about the one type of thing that I find the most reprehensible here. And then we're going to move into another part of it. You rely on information. You rely on factual information. You rely on information that is reasonable. That's the best word for it, reasonable. Well, let's talk about certain types of bloggers. There are, to my knowledge, three, if not more, bloggers in the Philippines with large channels, very large channels. All right. And in comparison to us, very large channels. And these three bloggers did what I think is the worst absolute possible thing a human being can do. They abandoned their minor children. Now, all three of these bloggers have minor children or did have minor children. A few of them may have, reached that point of maturity by now. All right. But they have minor children in the U.S. and they left. And I'll be the first person to say, you know what? Relationships, family relationships are difficult. You can get into a divorce and that mother can make it miserable. All right. And everything that goes along with that. But that doesn't negate your obligation. your responsibility, all right, to help raise a contributing person for society, to apply them. Now, if somebody is willing to be lazy enough, because that's what it is, they don't want to put forth the effort, go through the misery. I know I'm going to have viewers that have said, I went through a divorce. My ex made it impossible. I couldn't live like that. All right. I had no choice. There's misery involved. I understand. Okay. I had a friend that went through that same situation and he never gave up. But with that also being said, there's no excuse. You know, I've seen bloggers that said, I tried this and I tried that. But that's all. It doesn't matter. What matters here is that the option was get a home, find a residence so that you're within a couple hours of this child and help support the child, help feed that child, clothe that child, educate that child. That's what's important. These children are the people that are going to be running the country one of these days. All right? You know, are you going to raise another welfare recipient? I don't think so. I hope not. But where I'm going with all of this is simple. All right? If a blogger is that type of person, what's their information like? You know, we've always said when people are bloggers, look at their content. Look at what they bring across. What is their lifestyle like in comparison to the lifestyle you want yours to be? Now, if we say a person is lazy, morally lazy, all right, that you know something, I would rather have money to do this than support my child. I would rather not throw it away. You're never throwing away money that buys things for your child. And there are plenty of men that do this. All right. There are more than enough men in the Philippines that have Filipino children that they don't even support. They've come here, they've had children, and they left. They've gone back to the States, they moved to Thailand, they did whatever. You've got guys that had children in Thailand that moved to the Philippines. It's a vicious circle. But my point is these three bloggers who have large channels are all three advice channels. All right, because we can certainly categorize YouTube channels as either being advice or information or entertainment. Now, if it was just purely entertainment, that'd be one thing. But these guys are doing property reviews, apartment reviews, relationship reviews. I mean, they're saying this is how I built how I met my wife, how I do this, how I do that. All of these things being said, these are people that are giving you advice, but they gave up on their own children. I'm looking at you and I'm saying to you, did you give up your children? Would you give up your children? Would you walk away from your minor children just for your own quality of life? I don't think so. I think the community that we have here in our channel would not. And I think the vast community of people that are out there would not. I really and truly do. Now, these three guys, they're telling you how to run your life in the Philippines. They're telling you how to get involved in a relationship. They're telling you how they get along with their relationship. And yet, they can't even raise a child. Now, I shouldn't say it like that because raising a child is a challenge. I know. I've done it. I'm still doing it. All right? Still to this day. Now, my child is not a minor, by any way, shape, or means. But as I've said before, I speak to my child almost every day. That's the type of relationship I have with my child. My child literally sends me a text, hey, love you, miss you, I'm available, every day. And then I know about what time she's going to send that, depending on her schedule. I give her a call and we chit chat. Sometimes it's 2, 3, 4 minutes. Sometimes it's 10, 20 minutes. It's all variable. But getting back to what I said, you're going to take advice from people that are lazy, all right? And they're morally wrong. Now, you can't help it sometimes, all right? I get it. You know, they can't help sometimes the circumstances that life has dealt. But that doesn't mean they leave their child 8,000, 12,000 miles away, all right? I mean, the data that's out there right now, two things. The data that's out there showing single-parent families and their disadvantages, and then the data that's out there, not even data, but the documentation of the children that these guys have left behind. It's on YouTube. I don't know if it's still there. I don't know if the people pulled them down. I mean, there's one guy, there's conversations with his ex-wife and child that were recorded talking about what kind of a bastard and piece of shit he is. Yet here, he's a local hero. Great for him. I'm going to change my life. That goes to his mind. Change my life and do this. The other guy just never mentions, you know, how many children. It's all, you get the drift. My point is for those of you that are watching this, be considerate enough to understand that where you get information is also related to the people you get information from. When it comes to pure entertainment, more power, whatever. That's great. All right. But when it comes to, speaking of my daughter, there's a text. We're going to cut this short now. All right. When you lie down with dogs, you get up with fleas. So, hey, your comments, they're really important. We really appreciate it. Shoot us an idea as to what's going on, how you feel about parents that abandon their children. Secondarily, have a great day. Thanks.